friends, I welcome you all in the Law Optional 1 PYQ a day series. Now, today we are going to take up an important question which was asked in 2025, paper number 1 of law. Now, see this question, it's a beautiful question asked and you must be thinking that how to answer this. So, let's understand the soul of the question, let's understand the demand of the question and try to answer that. Where does the Constitution of India vests executive power? Now they are asking about the executive power with respect to the subject matters in the concurrent list. Now, who makes the law on the concurrent list? As you all know, both the parliament and the state legislative. Now, who executes that law? The question is asking that. Over which both the union and the states have the executive power. Now, you have to explain. Now, you should understand one thing. There are three kind of lists which are given. List number 1, list number 2 and list number 3. This is given under the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution, isn't it? List number 1 contains all the items which comes under the union list. List number 2 contains all the items which comes under the state list. And list number 3 contains all the items which comes under concurrent list. Now, try to focus. Any kind of law if you have to make on the items of the union list, it will be made by the parliament. Similarly, items under the state list, the power to legislate on them is with the state legislative assemblies, isn't it? Now the third thing, on the concurrent list, the items which are given inside it, the power to legislate on them is with both the parliament and the state legislature. Now the point is, who are going to implement these laws? Which is the executing authority, executive. That is what we have to see here. Now, all the laws which are made by the parliament are implemented by the parliament, are implemented by the central executive, I mean to say. Now, this is given under Article 73 of the Indian Constitution, which talks about the extent of the executive power of the center. On any matter on which the parliament has the power to make law, the central executive has the power to implement it. Okay, it's a very simple understanding. Now you will ask that if the parliament makes law on the concurrent list, then the central executive will also have the power to implement those laws. We'll come to that. Any law which is made by the state legislative assemblies, the state legislature, will be implemented by the state executive. This is going to be implemented by the state executive. Now, let us come to the concurrent list. Here, as we all know, the laws are made by both the parliament and the state legislature. Who implements them? Generally, it is the state executive which implements them. Now, the question comes, can't the center executive implement these laws under the concurrent list? They can, only if two conditions are fulfilled. I mean, any of the condition can be fulfilled. One is that it is said in the Constitution, some of the provision or the article of the Indian Constitution says so, that the central executive has to implement the particular law made on the item given under concurrent list. So, if the Constitution mentions, or if the law made by the parliament mentions so. In these two conditions, what will happen, that any law which is made by the parliament or any law which is made by the state legislative assembly on the concurrent list will be implemented by the central executive, if the Constitution says so or the law made by the parliament says so. So I hope you have understood the soul of the question, the central demand of the question, and now you can very well write about it. So we are going to bring one question every day. Please join them to boost your knowledge about the law optional. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and Jai Hind.